Mapagpalang hapon po sa inyong lahat. My name is Jennifer Tan. I am the country manager of Gigamon Philippines, regional sales director. Aside from being a mother of three, a better half to one, a dance floor vixen when no one's watching, I am also a cybersecurity advocate. I am the president of the Philippine Institute of Cybersecurity Professionals, XPro NCR chapter. And today I'm going to taking it on a different spin, because I'm not going to talk about the product capabilities. Rather, I'm going to talk about deep observability as a foundation of cybersecurity. So let's start. So for those who don't know Gigamon yet, Gigamon is known for deep observability. Deep observability enables you to assure security and compliance, which is not only based on network level intelligence, but based on metrics, events, logs, and traces. And the world runs on Gigamon because we provide access to all traffic to over 4,000 of the world's largest organizations in the world, including 83% of the Fortune 100. And we do that with a proven product that is built over 129 patents on an excellent 4.7 out of 5 satisfaction rating that keeps our customers at the forefront of their industries. So, since our topic today is about trust in a 3D world, let's talk about Metaverse. Metaverse is actually about the virtual spaces in the world. In simple equation, we can say that the metaverse is the virtual worlds plus augmented reality plus the internet. In fact, metaverse has been there for a long time. In 1992, the sci-fi novel, if you remember, Snow Crash by Neil Stephenson, followed by another science fiction movie, Ready Player One, right? However, it was when Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook CEO, launched or mentioned this in one of his interviews that went the world gaga over it. He actually said in that interview, in that article, is that before, when we used to have meetings, if you are, for example, sitting on my right, then if you speak, I can hear you in my left ear. We are confined in one room, and we do that, and that's our normal practice. Come pandemic, we only see each other via some breed of faces. And you are confined in your glowing rectangular gadgets we call phones, smartphones. So what he is envisioning is that, for example, that you are having coffee in Starbucks and you would like to meet people. You wouldn't want to call them. You would want to teleport them in. You would want to share your contacts while you're having your coffee in that coffee shop. So that's what he is envisioning that to happen. And in fact, it's happening now. In fact, Facebook just partnered with Ray-Ban to launch their Ray-Ban stories. And in 2024, Apple Vision will be available, and that would be going to be shocking the world. We as individuals, we tend to celebrate big things. That sometimes we forget the risks that may be accompanied to it. Risks like data integrity, data privacy, harassment, cyberbullying, financial frauds, legal implications, and more. So since we're talking about the excitement that metaverse or the 3D world can bring us, then it's also right that we talk about trust. Trust is the most important fundamental block in any personal and business relationships, right? And the way we manage risk in business is simply put in this equation, that the technology risk equals the probability of that event happening multiplied to the possible impact of that particular event. So if you put a dollar value to it, then you can now calculate how much technology risk are you looking at? And you can compare that with one technology risk to another. And this is actually the subregions of our brain. Among the subregions there, this is where they say that the trust lies upon. This is the dorsomedial prefrontal cortex. You have to remember we have a piece there. And this is where the oxytocins are being generated. So oxytocins are trust hormones. So now you would ask me, do primitive men have oxytocins or trust hormones? Yes, they do. Do mammals have oxytocins? Yes, they do. Even reptiles. But the thing is, the problem of us humans is that our ability to assess risk is highly situational. What do I mean by that? So it's highly situational that we are, if in an environment, a new environment, we tend to become children. And when we become children, we tend to overtrust, right? So now, there is a possibility that our trustworthiness is affected. However, we always go back to that cliche. And the question is, how is now, this is now the serious part. But before that, let me now bring you the, how we brought our mission to life, Gigamon, by bringing you to the evolution of network visibility. Well, network in today's world are complex with routers, switches, and ports. But Gigamon was able to manage that through pervasive visibility. By sitting between your tools and infrastructure layer, through a comprehensive set of pervasive visibility, analytics, and optimization solutions. However, businesses become more, we tend to adapt with a more highly competitive world through the emergence of 5G, IoT, OT traffic, next-gen data center, even the metaverse, I would say. So we have actually collaborated with 100 of our clients, one-on-one conversations. And this is what they say about the trends in cloud security, not based on technology, but based on the tools, telemetry, and the IT roles. So this is the typical scenario that we have in our organization. We have our DevOps, cloud ops teams, we have our security operations team, and even if the goal is the same, and that is to have make the business agile, to have contain security, contain costs, the thing is, it's siloed, given that each of these departments use different tools with different purposes, right? And sometimes what they say is that the run fast team, what I would say the cloud ops team, sometimes they don't get the security team involved earlier in the project. So there is now being siloed. So this is now where Gigamon comes to the picture. This is accomplished through Gigamon Deep Observability by bringing network intelligence in metadata form, but derived from network traffic to observability tools that never had the same level of observability before, without overloading them. So now, let me talk about the 4 elements in network visibility: access, transform, optimize, and export. So once we have access to data, we want to have actually different platforms. May it be physical, virtualized environments, cloud. And once we have access to that data, we want to aggregate it in a single platform, which you can transform, probably through applying the inspection, SSL, TLS decryption. And once you have this in place, you might want to optimize it. Like what you have to do with that data, you might want to duplicate it, slice it, or probably correlate it with your 5G and GPP. And this, once you have this data in a central management console, providing you with pervasive visibility with the tools inside your network, that is now the data that can also be used by our security and operations team for them to supercharge the tools that they have in their environment. and for the cloud ops and DevOps teams for use through metadata enrichment, secure tunneling, tools integration, etc. Now, that is now the beauty of having deep observability in place, that it is actionable. It's not just seeing it on a particular central management console. Anyway, my time is up, but let me make it fast. In summary, we would want to secure a hybrid cloud. We also want to automate, do more with less. But the thing is, we have challenges with not just the budget, but also with emerging technologies, which is now our costs, our security is being impacted, and how we transform our business. But Gigamon is here to help in order for your tools to have the security, to enhance your security posture, eliminate blind spots, and protect your secure data in motion. And for doing more with less by rationalizing the tool via consolidation. And this can be achieved with Gigamon Deep Observability Pipeline. That's all I have from the core to the cloud. Isang magandang hapon pong muli.
Congratulations to our winner, and of course, we'd like to thank Ms. Tan for that dynamic discussion. Thank you so much for what you prepared for us, and of course, let's head on reviewing everything we've learned from her presentation. Well, of course, she talked about trust being one of the primary mechanisms humans use to manage risk, and it has evolved over time, over the millennia. It is highly situational and people often struggle with it. And so, how will our sense of trust evolve in the metaverse, for example? And how can we help people and our businesses to adjust to this new environment? Well, there are tools, or what do you call this? There are trends in cloud security, such as Teams, tools, and telemetry. And that's where Gigamon comes in with their deep observability pipeline. It assess, transform, optimize, and export or broker. So, ladies and gentlemen, what we can probably remember really from this presentation, that you have to really secure the hybrid cloud, automate, and by doing less, you are actually doing more. All right, and with this, you are transforming your business. So I think that's it.